I need to be closer to the camera. Of course, shows all my junk in the room. What can I say? It is what it is. It's probably one of the reasons why I cut back on doing these videos. I'm a little self-concerned about all the junk in the room, but you know what? We're a house that has 3 homes combined due to my father's illness and other things, and we just haven't got it cleaned up. And so, you know what? I apologize for that. It's just going to be cluttered in here. I have a limited workspace, and that's just the way it's going to be. Other than that, this will be the first video shot on my Galaxy S24, and it's probably been about two months probably since I shot video. It may have been actually 3. I think I shot my first video of the long lang back in December of 2023 when we were making it. Since then, I've had bees come in, or I moved my bees into the long lang. They didn't come in. They're doing really well. They have, of course, swarmed once this year, which that's normal. That's what bees do. That's how they proliferate the area. So that queen has really good genetics. The queen that stayed there after the swarm really has a great brood pattern, and I've actually split that hive right before it swarmed, probably a week or so before it swarmed, and that new queen has a beautiful brood pattern too, so it's doing really well. So I got to keep the genetics on 2 of those, so I'm really happy about that. I did order another an 8 frame, not a nuke. Nuke's generally a 3 to 5 frame. This is an 8 frame, what they call a deep standard. This spring, it's not done as well as I'd have liked. Probably some of that is on me. I installed the bees into another long lang, my version 2 of the long lang. I made some adjustments compared to the previous long lang, and maybe I'll go outside, shoot a little bit of video, and show you what that's like here in a minute. But we've had a lot of rain here in East Texas in the last 3 weeks, probably more rain than I've seen in a long time. And generally, you would think, hey, a lot of rain, it's good for the environment, it's great for nectar and pollen, good to help the flowers grow. One of the problems is when you have that much rain, it does make the flowers grow, but it also washes away the nectar and the pollen that the plants produce. And of course, the bees won't fly in the rain. And of course, I watched my hives, and it seemed like as soon as the rain would stop, they were out flying. The problem is they weren't finding any nectar or pollen. And what stores they had built up to get ready in order for them to harvest any honey, they ate up. My original colony that I put in my first long lang did really well, and they still had some resources left. The split that I made definitely still had some stored honey, and it was really doing well too. Very happy with that queen. The newer hive, like I said, I brought in and put in the second lang, long lang. Not so much. When I looked in there a couple days ago, there was almost no nectar. There was no honey. The brood pattern was spotty, so which tells me that the queen has stopped laying or slowed down her lay due to lack of resources. So, because I'm not going to pull honey from these hives this year at this location, I went ahead and I started feeding again. Now, we are not in our dearth right now, but in a month or so we will be in a dearth in this area typically. Now, of course, with more rain this year, we may not see the dearth may go into longer before it happens because of the growth season. If there's water and the plants are growing and they're making pollen, then you're going to see a shortened dearth period maybe, or just maybe push down the year a little bit further. It's really kind of hard to say, and that's the thing, is every area is different, and you need to look at the difference in your area. When I tell you that I'm in the dearth period, somebody in Alabama or Tennessee may not be. Of course, they might be in a dearth area, when I am not. So, California may typically, if they're dry and they're having to use a lot of water, they may have a dearth for a long time and require feeding. So feeding is up to you. And feeding is one of those things that I believe is not only a personal preference, but you have to decide, what do you want from your bees? If you're wanting honey, you've got to be really careful with feeding, because you don't want them to store sugar water, and you don't want sugar water in your honey, because then it's just sugar water and it's not honey, and it's watered down. You also don't want your hives to starve. That is all on the beekeeper. If your hive dies from starvation, that's a you problem. And I say that because you're there to be the steward for the bees. You're a beekeeper. Now, if you're one of those that's all natural and you don't want to do anything and you want to get into your hive once every 4-6 months, then that's fine. Just know that you're going to have a lot more losses due to disease and feeding, and that is a personal choice. But for me, hives die of starvation. That's a beekeeper issue. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because I started feeding again. It is June the 6th here in East Texas. Like I said, we've got this green, it's lush, but since I'm not going to pull honey from my hives this year, and one of them almost had no resources, and they were probably pretty close to starvation, I went ahead and I started feeding them. And that's just a kind of an update on how we're doing here at the Tap Apiary. It's just a quick short video. I say short, it's about 7 minutes, but and I'll have some other videos coming. I've already got them recorded, and I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. I hope you guys are having a fantastic year wherever you're at with your bees. It's been a unique weather system for us here in East Texas, but anyway, I think that's all I have for today. So guys, be good, be safe, and I'll see you next time, nerds. Bye-bye.